Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. For a little while I've been trying to figure out how to handle certain camera problems that I have, which, if I do recordings I can kind of cover, but live streams are a little bit different. The most obvious one is that the camera's in a fixed position. If I need to change anything on it, I've got to get up, I got to go walk over to the other side of the table, I got to adjust the camera. And then if I, like for example, if I stand up, I'm out of the shot, obviously. So that's really not any good. Um, Currently, I'm zoomed in at the moment. If I wanted to show you anything, well, I do have some software control on the Logitech Brio, and I like the Logitech Brio. Don't get me wrong, I like it, but it's sometimes a little difficult to deal with. I can zoom out here. It's got 3 presets. I can zoom all the way out here. I can do the manual zoom. That's fine. But the problem is that it's not consistent. So it's a little bit of a pain in the ass. Plus, I'm trying to minimize the amount of cameras that I have. At this point right now, I only have the 2. They're both Logitech Brios. I occasionally will use this little C920 for something else. But basically it's the 2 Logitechs. And if I want to show you anything on the bench, well, I got to swing this arm over here and get it up here. And of course, it's essentially in the shot, it's in the face. It's a problem. So what I'm going to wind up doing, or at least I'm going to attempt to do, I'm going to get this other camera that I've just purchased. It's a little bit pricey for a webcam, but it should solve a couple of problems. And that's this guy right here. This is the OBSBOT, or some people like to call it the OBSBOT Tiny 2 4K. Now, the thing about this particular camera is the simple fact that it's a tracking web camera. I can set it up to the point where it will track my face, track my upper body, lower body, whatever I want to set it to. So if I stand up, it will move. It's got a 2-axis gimbal on it, and it will track my face or whatever. The other thing it also has is it has the capability to do some preset positions that you can toggle through. And what that will come in handy for is I may be able to eliminate this camera, because the OBSBOT can not only track me, but if I give it a voice command like position 1 or something like that, it will tilt down and look at the bench. So I may be able to just do everything that I've been doing with the one camera. So that's kind of where I'm headed for. I want to try and use this on a couple of things for the channel. But at the moment, what I want to do for right now is I want to do just a really basic kind of unboxing thing for this. So let me get a couple of things set up here real quick, and we'll go from there. Okay, so this is our Tiny 2. It's a 4K camera. So if I want to go to 4K, I can. That's nice. Also, you can buy an optional remote control for this. So this is the thing. It's got a couple of neat little things on it. If I turn it the right way around, there we go. Obviously, I can power the camera on and off with it. There's a couple of presets here. These are the position presets right up in here. Let's see if I can get that a little bit closer. Hopefully it'll focus on that. I don't know that it will. It might not. But there it goes. So we have the 3 presets that I can do. So I can either give it voice commands, or I can, through the remote, do it. It has the track me feature, which is here. It has a close-up function here. And on this other one here, which is also another interesting thing that this thing does, it has a hand function. And basically what that means is that it will track my hands instead of face or a body or whatever. So that will also possibly come in handy for when I'm doing things on the bench. The camera will actually move where my hands are moving. So that may come in handy as well. But in any case, I want to just real quick just open this up and because this is still sealed. Yeah, still got the seal on it, so I'm just going to open it up real quick. And take a look at it here. And let me do just a little bit of a different camera angle here. There we go. That's a little bit better. See, you see where I'm going with this. There are certain problems that that crop up when trying to do fixed cameras. So anyway, I'll just open this up here. We've got our manual is in here. And as you can see, it comes in a nice little case so that if you need to travel with it, a nice little travel case with it. So that's kind of neat. I like that. That's pretty interesting. And let's get this out of here. Move this forward a little bit. Again, if I was using this camera initially, it would be tracking where my hands are going. So, all right, so we've got the USB-C to USB-C cable here. We've got the little thing for clipping onto your monitor, and we've got the camera itself. Now, this this guy here, this basically is magnetic. It just sticks on there. And it's actually a fairly strong magnet. It sticks on there. And as you can see here, see, put this up here. There we go. It is a motorized gimbal. So it can track in 2 axes. Now, there is another camera that I was contemplating, but I decided on this one, basically because it's newer. And it supposedly has some of the other features like the hand tracking and whatnot, which is kind of neat. So anyway, that's what basically it looks like. And I'm going to have to obviously install some software for this to get this to work. Once I get that done, I'll come back and we'll try to do a couple of little things with it and see how well this works out. Oh, as an aside, apparently we've had some updates to the software. I went to the website, which is up here, OBSBOT.com, download, and webcam software was updated just last month. The firmware was updated just yesterday, as I'm recording this on the 2nd of December. So I got to download this stuff and get it installed and do the firmware update, which I think we should be able to at least demonstrate that a little bit. So let me get this done and downloaded, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I've got the software installed. As you can see here in the window, we've got all kinds of controls here that we can do. You've got standard tracking, you've got motion tracking. Now, none of these are active until you actually hit the normal tracking, and then it goes on. One thing I have noticed initially with the standard tracking is if I'm moving, there's a little bit of a delay and it's a lot slower to respond. If I go and I hit motion tracking, watch what happens now. You'll notice that it's moving a bit faster than the other way. So like if I'm doing this and then I'm doing this, it responds quickly. Whereas I just do the standard, I move and there's a bit of a delay and it gets there. So, and I gotta be careful with my hand gestures because I turned the tracking off just then. Okay, so there we go. That's pretty much there. You do have presets that you can set up once you've played around with this a little bit. Get it where you want. The gimbal will move the camera. Now I've got tracking on, so it's probably just going to go, yeah, it goes right back. So if I turn off the tracking, I can play with the gimbal, and as I move this around, everything moves around, etc. If I let go, and then it just sticks where it was. Okay, so there's that. And interesting mode that it does have, which I'm going to turn on the normal tracking again. There we go. Put that back up there. It has this desk mode here. So if you hit desk mode, the camera actually tilts down, and now you can see all this here. Now, the one thing I did notice is that it seems to distort a bit the hands, because my hands are definitely not that long. So there's a little bit of distortion there, but it does do at least part of what I want it to do. I can be here and without having to reposition any camera, without having to swing a second camera in, I can do anything I want. But if that's not good enough, all I have to do at that point is if I come down to the, if I go to the console stuff here, hang on, I just got to find it. There we go. If I go down into the preset stuff here, if I click on preset 1, and it should, it moves. That's a different angle of the desk. It's not distorting it in any way, shape, or form. It's just doing exactly the position that I wanted to put it at. And then if I want to stop doing that, all I have to do is say, track me. I think it'll do it. Track me. There it goes. And it comes back up to me. And if I want to do it, I just say position 1. Again, I have to be careful what I'm doing. Position 1. Yeah, now it doesn't want to do it. That's interesting. Okay. But if I hit it, there it goes. If I hit it in the control software, it seems to work. The voice, it was working for a moment or two before I started filming, but for some reason it's not doing it now. I don't exactly know why. But there was a firmware update. Yeah, see, it lost me completely. It doesn't know where I'm at this point, so it's just trying to find me. So I'm just going to use the gimbal and bring it back around. And hopefully it'll find me here in just a second. There it goes. All right, so there it goes. There's the tracking. So it went off a little bit. So it's a work in progress, but it seems like for the most part it's doing what it's supposed to do. I'm going to try this one more time. Position 1. Yeah, it won't do it. Let me see if I turn off the tracking, let's see if it does it. Position 1. Yeah, it won't do it right now. That's very interesting. I'll have to play with that a little bit. I'm a little surprised at that. It should work, but it's apparently not doing what I want it to do. One more time. Position 1. There it goes. Apparently I was zoomed in, and that might be part of the reason why it did that. Okay, let's go back to track me. Track me. Yeah, it goes off. So it doesn't know quite what to do. So yeah, it's going to be a work in progress. I'm going to have to play with it, obviously, but it'll be fine. I'm not terribly concerned at the moment. It's got a few bugs that probably I have to work out, and probably part of it is my understanding of how it's supposed to work. So I'm not terribly concerned. But at the moment, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, the zoom went in. The zoom went in again. That's very weird. I don't quite understand why that happened, but that's very interesting. Okay. All right, so if I hit it like that, I'll do this again one more time. Position 1. There it goes. So it went without any problem. Track me. Yeah, it went off on a tangent. Not sure why it did that. It seems to want to do that, and I don't know why. I'll figure that out. Okay, so anyway, there we go. I can what I could also do is if I set this like this, and I add another preset here, that should also solve the problem. So that now if I go position 1, yeah, position 1, there we go. And if I try to say track me, it goes off on a tangent. So I can pull it back. I should be able to pull it back if I say position 2. So there you go. I can do it that way too. So there's a couple of ways around it. It's a little bit of a quirk. I'm sure there's probably a couple of things I'm not doing right. But anyway, let me turn that on. There we go. Turn the normal tracking on. And try this one more time. Position 1. Yeah, see, it turns the tracking off. All right, so what happens if I hit standard and then I tell it to track me? Track me. Yeah, still doesn't quite work. Position 2. So I can fix it that way. I can just simply do position 1, position 1. Apparently I have to wait and make sure that I'm not running my words together. Position 2. So that'll work. That's not a problem. And I still have a third preset that I can use for something else. So anyway, that's what we're looking at. I'm gonna have to work with this a little bit, obviously, but I want to try it a couple of things. Do at least a pre-recorded video like this one here, and then I want to try a live stream with this and see how that works out. So anyway, that's my initial deal with the OBSBOT Tiny 2 4K. Hopefully this was interesting to you. Please give the video a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you like. I've got a couple things that I want to do. The one thing that I want to take care of is that I have to send the Chewy and VMAX mini PCs back to Carrie Holzman. And before I do that, I want to make sure that they are back to square one where they were. Possibly try to do the 23H2 update on them and see what happens from there. Anyway, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. And we'll see you down the road.